I have been asked on a log splitter, because you know it's only used about once a year, how to store these small engines. This pretty much goes for almost any small engine except for, you know, difference in the drainage. But this is how not to store it. First, if you're going to store it for more than a month, do not leave the fuel on. Okay, keep it on off. Almost any time you put it away, it's probably a great idea to turn this off, let the engine run, cycle out any fuel left in the bowl. Basically keeps a lot of the varnish out, and fuel always attracts moisture. That's bad. If you're going to store it for more than a year, heck, almost a half a year, empty your fuel tank. This is a case of, you see this rust? This is like brand new. And look at it, clean as can be. But was stored with fuel in it. Emptied it upside down, and this filter got clogged. Well, most of it was varnish. I was hoping for it not to be rust. And that's a big old pile of rust at the bottom of the tank. Like a brand new unit, hardly ever used, but it sat for a long time. And then right there, down there, that little pencil looking thing coming up, that's the fuel filter. It's basically clogged, so no fuel's coming out. That's a problem with, I really dislike metal tanks, but they're cheap and they're on everything. So if you're going to store also more than a year, most of these nice newer units have a drain on the carburetor bowl. You can drain that if you don't just run it out of fuel. You know what, actually probably drain that. You run it out of fuel after, and then drain it. That's going to help keep your carburetor clean. And there's a little bowl right here underneath the fuel on-off. Let's see if we can focus that. That little bowl is supposed to help catch sediments. That too you can drain, or you can drain your fuel from here by opening that up and turning your fuel on. So recap, if you're going to store more than a few weeks, turn your fuel off. Probably just turn your fuel off after every use anyway. You can flood the engine that way. If you're going to store longer than a few weeks, run this out of gas. If you're going to store longer than a few months, either pour out the gas or run the whole thing out of gas. Stabilizers are good for a few months, but long-term storage is something like a generator, or like this, a water pump. Get the fuel out of the system. That is almost any small engine. Get the fuel out of the system. You're going to have varnish, you're going to have moisture. All that is bad on metal. Going to try and save this guy because he's not going to be used anytime soon, putting oil inside of here and help stop the rust. Another thing that didn't help, there was a little crack in the fuel cap. That's allowing a lot of moisture to come in.